New stimulus checks are going out, but the big question is, could Social Security recipients receive another $1,400 stimulus check? Well, with new news coming out from Congress, a big bill has just passed, meaning that President Biden could do something different in order to give a stimulus check to Social Security recipients instead. You're not going to want to miss the math there. If I'm not making any sense, watch the entire video. It's going to make complete sense at the end of how a $1,400 stimulus check is more possible now than ever, especially to Social Security recipients. Because of how the COLA is so low coming in 2024, there needs to be some other adjustment, something else to fill the void, as many seniors are angry because of the Social Security checks being in the red. So I'm going to give you all those updates, let you know exactly what's going on, and give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe for more Social Security updates. And this video is sponsored by my company, WiseCent. If you or anyone you know is looking to increase your credit score, got my details down in the description below. Contact me and we could work it out. All right, let's get into it here. So Congress passes $886 billion defense policy bill, Biden to sign into law. So this passed the House, passed the Senate. Now, the big question here is, how does this relate to Social Security $1,400 stimulus checks? I'm going to get into that in a moment. But first, more than 2/3 of the U.S. House Representatives voted in favor of the defense bill, and this is going to be $886 billion. So it also authorizes policies such as aid for Ukraine and pushback against China in the Indo-Pacific. Now, the big question and the big complaint that a lot of people are saying is that why are we putting so much money abroad when people in America are struggling now more than ever? That's the big question there. So rather than money going to other people's problems, what about America's problems and putting them first? Well, if we take a look at this right here, Biden faces battle with Democratic base over Israel, Ukraine, and border, right? So President Biden has spoken many times that, he wanted to do something good for Social Security, but when it comes to actually paying money out and, where's the money going, it's actually going abroad. So if this money is going to other countries and solve their problems, what about America's problems? And could a check for Americans actually happen, especially during these times when it's colder, it's more expensive, and inflation is just not going down. Even food prices are still up. So President Biden is facing a fight with his base over an emergency foreign aid spending package that may reach the Senate floor this week. The package, which would provide aid to Israel and Ukraine but include tougher border security measures in order to win over Republicans, could add to his problems, generating enthusiasm among Democratic voters. So when it comes to giving more money to Ukraine and Israel, well, that's when it gets a little tricky, because the big thing here, as we can see in this article, could Social Security recipients get another $1,400 stimulus check? Now, this is from a while ago, but how much would it actually cost for a $1,400 stimulus check? Since there is no such thing as something free, someone has to pay for it. But if we look at the math right here, how much is $1,400 times 67 million, which is roughly the number of Social Security recipients that are receiving Social Security checks? Well, you could see here a lot of zeros, but basically it's $93 billion. Now, President Biden was thinking, in addition to what has been given already to Ukraine, an additional $50 billion in aid to Ukraine. So that's half of it, or that could be like a $700 check to all Social Security recipients, but also more aid to Israel, as well as now whatever conflict may or may not happen in China and the Pacific Ocean. So looks like money is there, could be sent as a check to help out Social Security recipients who are struggling the most right now. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you struggling right now? Would you appreciate a $700 or $1,400 check if you're on Social Security to help out with things? or should the money go abroad to Ukraine, Israel, to Taiwan, or wherever? Let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes to actual stimulus checks going out, so stimulus check update, Americans in one state receiving checks. So which state is this? Well, it's Montana. Montana residents will receive their tax rebate worth up to $2,500 by the end of the month. So Department of Revenue plans to finish its distribution of an income tax rebate on December 31st. And the direct payments initially started going out in July. So if you're in Montana, looks like it could be up to $2,500 for joint filers and $1,250 for single filers if you're in Montana. Now, when it comes back to Social Security, what President Biden wants to do versus what he said, two totally different things. But when it comes to what President Biden has said about Social Security before president, we all know those $200 increases that he's promised before becoming president. Now that he's president, only time he's spoken about Social Security is basically blaming Republicans, saying that they're going to cut Social Security. He hasn't come up with any plans. One of the plans that President Biden wanted to do, looks like it's not going to happen for 2023, but is boost the special minimum benefit above the poverty level. Basically, under Biden's plan, the special minimum benefit for qualifying workers would be raised 125% the federal poverty level, with adjustments done thereafter on an annual basis. If Biden's 4-point plan were the law of the land right now, it would have increased special minimum benefit to $1,518 this year. That's coming from $1,215. So you can see just about a $300 increase right there. That was just one of the plans that President Biden wanted to do. When it comes to actually giving out those checks to Social Security recipients, with everything going on right now and pressure, looks like it is probably not going to happen. But I wanted to illustrate to you that the money is there, it's just being used differently. When it comes to a check, an extra check for Social Security recipients, with the COLA not cutting it, looks like it is not going to happen, at least anytime soon. But I'll keep you updated if anything changes. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should always do. Sometimes just sit on your bed, or sit at a table on your counter, and sit down and take 10 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out, because you need yourself to feel relaxed. And that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye.
If you want to see which letters have recently been sent by the IRS because of a big mistake, you're not going to want to miss this video right up here, and you can see what the urgent letters are. So click that video and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.